You know that feeling when karma finally catches up to someone who's been asking for it.
Funny. You want to be funny? We try to get on the street, go on the street. I don't know who the you think you are, bro. I'm getting out. No, you're not. He was trying after I do it. Who the are you, bro?
Well, multiply that by 1,000,000, add some broccoli hair and a bodyguard who's equally as delusional, and you've got the absolute beautiful downfall of Jack Doherty. This man just got arrested in Miami Beach, and honestly, it's the most satisfying thing I've seen all year. We're talking felony charges, resisting arrest, and the kind of mugshot that's going to haunt him forever. So grab some popcorn because we're about to break down exactly how Jack went from filming gambling promos to getting booked into Florida's Turner Guilford Night Correctional Center, and trust me, every second of this story is pure gold. So let's get right into it. Jack was in Miami Beach, because of course he was. Miami is like the final boss level for influencers who think laws don't apply to them. And what was our boy doing? Well, according to the police report and the footage that's now everywhere online, Jack was filming some kind of gambling promotion for steak right in the middle of a busy street. Let me repeat that. This man was standing in the middle of an active roadway, blocking traffic, filming a gambling ad. Because apparently sidewalks are too mainstream for Jack Doherty. Then the police showed up and repeatedly told him to get out of the road and move onto the sidewalk.
Doesn't matter, bro. All you had to do was get in the fucking sidewalk, that's it. And you want to be fucking funny.
Simple request, right? Any normal person would be like, oh my bad officer, and move, but not Jack. Because in his mind, he's above the law. He's a content creator with millions of followers, so surely these rules don't apply to him. Now, the footage of this is absolutely incredible. You can hear the cops telling him to get on the sidewalk, and Jack's just standing there, probably thinking this was going to be some viral moment. His bodyguard, who at this point should just be called his emotional support clown, was standing there saying, I got him. I got him.
Hey, yo, you don't want to go neither. Back up. I'm just saying I got it. Back up. Don't worry about it.
Like he was going to protect Jack from the actual police. Dude, you're not stopping anyone. You're a security guard for a guy who flips bottles, not the Secret Service protecting the president. But here's where it gets even better. When the cops finally had enough and went to arrest him, Jack apparently resisted. Not like fighting them off, but enough that they slapped him with a resisting arrest charge on top of everything else. Because why make things easy on yourself when you can make them exponentially worse? It's like he speed ran getting the worst possible outcome. The cop literally had to tell him all you had to do was get on the sidewalk, that's it. But Jack wanted to be funny. He wanted to get his content. And now he's got content alright, just not the kind he was hoping for. Even in the arrest footage, you can hear his bodyguard saying everything's got to be some goddamn content. So I feel like even the people around him are tired of this behavior. That's when you know you've become a problem. When your own bodyguard is commenting on how desperate you are for content. But wait, there's more. When they searched him during the arrest, they found amphetamines and marijuana. Now, the weed charge is whatever it's less than 20 grams, which in most places would barely be a slap on the wrist. But the amphetamines, that's where things get really spicy. Because if you have a prescription and it's in the proper container with your name on it, cops won't arrest you. The fact that they did means either he didn't have a prescription or he had pills that weren't prescribed to him, which is a serious felony in Florida. And this lines up perfectly with what his ex-girlfriend McKinley exposed on that podcast. She talked about how Jack was abusing Adderall to the point where he wasn't eating, was constantly tweaked out, and his behavior was becoming increasingly erratic. She said he was going through his prescription way too fast and likely buying more illegally, but again, just a reminder to take whatever she says with a grain of salt because she's not exactly a saint either. But anyways, now here we are with Jack getting arrested for possession of a controlled substance. So the dots are connecting themselves at this point. But let's talk about what he's actually facing here. Because this isn't just a slap on the wrist situation. The marijuana charge is a misdemeanor, carrying up to a year in jail and a $1,000 fine. Plus his driver's license gets suspended. Then the resisting arrest without violence is another misdemeanor, another potential year in jail. But the amphetamine charge, that's the heavy hitter. Because Adderall is a Schedule II controlled substance, possession of it without a valid prescription is a third-degree felony in Florida.
How an officer searched him. After discovering a wad of cash, they found a single pill. Miami Beach PD says it is consistent with a Schedule II amphetamine. They also found 3 hand-rolled suspected cannabis cigarettes. Now he faces drug and resisting arrest charges.
Even trace amounts can get you hit with that charge, and we're talking up to 5 years in prison for that alone. So if we're doing the math, Jack is technically looking at up to 7 years if they stack everything and throw the book at him. I bet he regrets standing in the streets now. But the real question is, will he actually get hit with 7 years? Sadly, probably not. Even after all the trouble he's caused in the past, he's likely a first-time offender, so he'll probably get probation, community service, and some hefty fines. But the fact that he's even in this position is absolutely wild. This isn't just drama that'll fade in a news cycle, these are actual criminal charges that are going to follow him. And when that body cam footage drops, because Florida releases that stuff fast, it's going to be everywhere. I mean, the mugshot alone is already iconic. Jack standing there with his signature broccoli haircut, looking like he just realized that actions have consequences. Now, apparently his bail was set at $3,500, which is nothing for someone who supposedly has money. But as of the initial reports, he hadn't posted bail yet, which means either he's broke from buying McLarens and crashing them, or his team is scrambling to figure out damage control before they let him out. But what makes this even more satisfying is the timing. Just days before this arrest, Jack was getting interviewed by someone who called him out to his face. He asked Jack about his image, about how he's ruining himself for money, and Jack's response was as delusional as always.
It's very understandable what you're doing. Like the fact that your fans and make hundreds of thousands, if not millions, it's like, who wouldn't do that? But I just think that it's degenerate. I think you're ruining, your image, absolutely. But I guess with what's in return, it doesn't really matter.
But it's no image and no money, and maybe not the best image, but a lot of money. It's
the guy literally told him, "You don't think your soul is gone?" And Jack couldn't even give a real answer.
Yeah, but their souls are gone at the end of the day.
well, our parents still love us, so
Yeah.
that's all that matters. You don't have to please the world. That's the thing.
You don't think your soul is gone?
Then, not even a week later, he's getting arrested in that same city. But now, let's talk about that bodyguard for a second, because he's become just as much of a meme as Jack. This is the dude enabling Jack's behavior. He's literally the one who stands there while Jack harasses people, then he protects Jack when people rightfully get upset, and helps him create this content that just landed him in jail. But let's be honest, the jail part is the exact moment the internet has been waiting for. Not because people are cruel, but because Jack represents everything wrong with influencer culture, the entitlement, the disregard for others, the belief that clout makes you untouchable. He's been escalating for months, treating every situation like it's content, and treating every person like they're an NPC in his personal GTA server, so watching that bubble pop in real time is genuinely satisfying. Because this is the same guy who got kicked out of TwitchCon for sneaking in.
Excuse me, what's your name? Excuse me, sir? You're too short to be security. You are way too short to be security.
The same guy who got called out for crypto scams and just denied everything despite the blockchain having receipts. And the same guy whose ex-girlfriend exposed him for allegedly tracking her with an AirTag hidden in a Birkin bag.
Are you kidding me right now? It is in the pocket. Put an AirTag in this bag. So when we broke up, when I called the cops, he came up to me and the only thing he gave me was this Birkin bag.
So the pattern of behavior has been there all along, and everyone saw this coming except Jack and his yes man bodyguard. So where does Jack go from here? Honestly, this is a turning point, whether he likes it or not. You can't come back from being arrested in Miami without some sort of serious self-reflection and change, because this isn't just some YouTube drama. This is the legal system, and it doesn't care about your subscriber count. This was made clear by the Florida Police Department, but knowing Jack, he'll probably try to monetize this somehow, with a video titled, "I spent 24 hours in jail gone wrong," because that's what he does. Everything is content, even his own downfall, except this time, the content might cost him his freedom. So I guess the moral of the story is, treat people with respect, follow basic laws, and maybe, just maybe, Don't stand in the middle of a Miami street filming gambling ads while carrying illegal substances. It's not a high bar, but apparently for Jack Doherty, it was too much to ask. So in the end, Christmas came early for the rest of us, and it came in the form of a mugshot with broccoli hair. So let me know in the comments if Jack Doherty finally got what he deserves, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.